let's talk about the song One More Night from the album No Jacket Required. Here's what I honestly wasn't thinking, that I didn't realize the song went to number 1, which is interesting because Easy Lover went to number 2, right? Against All Odds went to number 1. So this was the second number 1 single. I didn't realize it went to the number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. I think I overlooked that. I guess I always just assumed that it wasn't as big as Against All Odds and that it was more like it was one of his popular ballads, but I didn't realize. No wonder he's thought of as a ballad guy, right? Because his big number 1s are Separate Lives, Against All Odds, One More Night, and Groovy Kinda Love. Those all went to number 1. Am I right in saying that? Maybe Groovy didn't? No, I think Groovy did. So I think those are all number 1 singles. That's crazy. I will say, out of all the songs I just listed, One More Night is my favorite. I'm not a diehard One More Night fan, but I never skip it. I like it on No Jacket Required. I think it fits really well. As for the ballads, it's my favorite of all the ballads because it moves. It doesn't slow down. It's got that constant 808 groove. I really like that. It reminds me of Do You Remember? A lot like Do You Remember? And I love Do You Remember? And so to me, it doesn't have that normal sluggish feeling that, something like Separate Lives would have. Groovy Kinda Love is okay. But yeah, I really like One More Night. And I just didn't realize that it went to number 1. I don't know why I didn't know that. I'm curious I wanted to know, obviously you can tell me at the end of this video if you like One More Night and how that ranks for you in your songs. But I'm curious how you would rank the Phil Collins ballads, the piano ballads. So if we were to do Separate Lives, Groovy Kinda Love, One More Night, Against All Odds, I guess we technically would have to throw If Leaving Me Is Easy in there and Don't Let Him Steal Your Heart Away or Why Can't I Wait Till Morning. But I don't really, those are kind of a different era. That was before the 80s ballads. To me, I think proper electric piano with a sax solo, those ballads are Against All Odds, One More Night, Separate Lives, Groovy Kinda Love. Maybe we would now have to put You'll Be in My Heart in there as well. You could maybe put Every Day in there or Do You Remember? Anyway, I love this song. I think it's a great tune. Of all the cheesy stuff that he's known for, I don't consider this to be one of those songs. I really like this song. Music video is really cool. They kind of played off of the Sussudio music video, whereas the same club, but it's it's closed. Oh, I'll tell you a funny story about this song. I remember as a kid, I was listening to this, I was 4 years old, 5 years old. And I'm like, what does this song mean? One More Night, And my parents were like, oh, on being on vacation, you just want to stay at Disney World for one more night, that kind of thing. Now, obviously, there's a little bit more of an innuendo that you wouldn't tell a 5-year-old. But at the time, I get it. It makes sense. Even though I do love this song, and I don't mind this song. It's not in my top 10, probably not my top 20, maybe my top 50. I always felt like it brought down the live shows. I'm always a fan of stuff that keeps the live shows going, and I felt like on the But Serious tour, and anytime you would play it afterwards, I felt like it brought the show down a little bit, it just slowed things down a bit. But I will say, we'll close out the video with this. Don Myrick, the sax solo is unreal. I can listen to that sax solo any day. R.I.P. Don. What an awesome, awesome player and an awesome solo. Absolutely adore this song because of that solo primarily. I also really like the 808 sound. Although when I was listening to the demo, you can hear the demo on Spotify, but I thought it was a 909, but they say it's an 808. I thought that snare sounded like a 909. Anyway, 2 questions for you to leave in the comments. Number 1, how does this rank out of all of the ballads, all of Phil's ballads? Number 2, how does this song rank in general out of all his songs? Do you like it or not? Thanks for watching.